Cardinal football continued its dominance Saturday, thrashing Milliken in front of a raucous home crowd. And this week brings homecoming and a game with Illinois Wesleyan, the only CCIW team to beat North Central in 2009. As Cardinal coaches and players get ready to get revenge on the Titans, they'll be in one spot, right here on the Red Zone. Welcome to the Red Zone. I'm Alex Simmons, joined by Cardinal head coach John Thorne. Coach, your team came back home to take on Milliken, and you guys put it away pretty early.
You know, the offense really moved the ball extremely well. Early turnover, which is unusual for us, but then when they got it, they did such a great job of putting points on the board quickly, and the defense got the ball back to us very, very fast. That first half was about as good as maybe we can play for a half.
Yeah, it was definitely a good half of football. Let's go to the highlight. D coordinator Rick Ponks and Matt Wanger looking to stop conference rushing leader Dion Wilson in Milliken. First Big Blue series, Luke Hockaday back to pass on 4th down, and Willie Hayes ends the series with a sack, his 6th this season. Cardinals with the ball now. Brad Crackle fakes the inside run and goes outside to Steve Lavick. The senior picks up 11 yards and a first down. And once the Cardinals are inside the 5, it's Jordan Tassio time. The sophomore bowls over the D and picks up his 7th rushing score of the year. Next series, and Tassio playing QB in the Wildcat now. He goes right and hurdles the Big Blue defender for a quick 13 yards. From there, Crackle uses the run fake and takes advantage of the defense. That's Kyle Fedorowicz on the reception to get the Cardinals inside the 30. NCC inside the 5 now, and who else but Jordan Tassio. Great trap block by Kyle Antos to open up the hole. 14-zip Cardinals. Second quarter now, Cards up 21, and Dion Wilson does break through. 15 yards up the middle for his biggest run of the day. Josh McLeod hits him head on, and that's 15 extra yards. But McLeod's teammates would pick him up 3rd and long. Hockaday looking for somebody, anybody, but Peter Bulander guards to get to him first. Another sack for the NCCD. Cardinals close it out from there. A Milliken blitz and play action fake combined for something lethal. Crackle hits Fedorowicz with no one in sight for a 78-yard catch and run that put the Cardinals up 28-zip. They roll from there, 38-7. And Coach, coming into this one, Milliken had the 2nd leading rusher in the nation in Dion Wilson, and your team had the stout running defense. It was strength against strength, and you guys really came out on top.
Well, yeah, you know what? I was really happy with the way the guys played, but it was a little confusing. They came out and threw the ball a lot early. And one of his very first carries, we had a big breakdown, and he got 24 yards right away. So now you're on the side and say, well, wait a minute, we've got to tighten down here and figure out what we're doing. Well, it was just a little mistake. Guys got straightened out on the sidelines with the coaches, and we really slowed him down a lot. Some of the yards came after we, put in our 2nd and 3rd units, and the number 1 unit really played some great football. And
moving to the other side of the ball, this week's game-changing performance is Nick Kukoc. He comes through, gets the nod, 11 carries for 72 yards, 6.5 a carry, and him getting involved in the pass game, he's really a great change-of-pace guy for you.
Yeah, he sure is, and he's been working really hard at catching the ball, and he's just getting better every week. But his quick jump cuts and the way he can change direction, like he on that one right there, my gosh, that's a great cutback run. And of course, Jordan Tassio stuck 3 more in the end zone. He's Mr. Touchdown for us right now.
And what's it like when you do have a guy like Jordan who's a big bruiser, and somebody like Nick can come in and provide that kind of that shiftiness, that speed around the outside?
Well, I think in our early years, we tried to have a feature back and stay with the same guy like the whole ball game, and they would have amazing games. but it was really hard to stay healthy. In college football, that contact level is way up there. And so using 2 and 3 running backs, using 8 to 10 defensive linemen has made all the difference in the world in keeping guys healthy.
And when you talk about the play action pass, you guys have really been able to exploit it this year. You always see the defenses jump up, making some huge plays, and it's because those guys are so good in the backfield that guys are biting on those things.
Right, yeah. The offensive line have done a marvelous job of getting our running backs off to a good start, and then the play action pass is going to be, deadly. Especially when you got a guy 6'7" to throw it to, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was just going to get to. You guys really blossomed that play action pass into some big plays. Kyle Fedorowicz, the 78-yarder, and many others. It just seems like that play action pass sets up so many things for you guys.
Yeah, it's a great thing for every offense to be able to do that. It takes a lot of pressure off of your quarterback and your offensive line having to protect, having to read, having to go, 1, 2, 3, all the way through the progressions. So it's something we hope we can keep doing against everybody we play, but, sooner or later that running game might get shut down, and we'll have to go to throwing the football to get back in the game. That's going to be exciting when it happens, but it'll be a little scary.
And you guys alluded to it a little bit earlier, talking about the defense coming in and playing a very high level, really continuing that, even the second and third units, and holding Milliken to only just 4 yards per play.
Yeah, that was good, but we were making some mistakes. So it was great experience for the guys to get out there. Now let's find out the next time they get out there if we can do it without quite so many mistakes, both on offense and defense.
And the defense turned in a great full 60-minute effort on Saturday, and that's the subject of this week's What's the Word?
Coach Ponks all week was kind of telling us we give up 27 yards a game, they get 187 yards a game. Something's got to happen. We got to step up or they got to step up, and we stepped up.
I mean, we know he was a good back, and, he showed it, and we just, we had to come ready to play, I guess. And, we worked all week on really filling our gaps and making sure everyone's in the right spot, and it worked out in our favor today. So everyone came ready to play, and I mean we did a great job.
I think up front, basically up front, their defensive line is really, really good, and the linebacking crew, starting with number 40, really runs to the ball sideline to sideline. They really get after it.
We want to come out, we want to play full 4 quarters, and we never want to take a play off. We get tallied and on our hustle and our loafs, and I think that really motivates us. Really, just go at it with your whole heart and just make plays, fly around, and have fun.
I think we should be on the top of the conference. I think our defense shows it. I think our offense shows it. And once we really start rolling on offense, when they start really clicking, like Coach Thorne's always saying, and our defense starts clicking, we'll be pretty hard to beat.
And Coach, it seems that Coach Ponks is really holding the starters accountable and holding the backups accountable as well. It seemed like even when the game was out of reach, I could hear him yelling at those guys from the sidelines. How much has that accountability played a role in the renaissance of this defense so far this year?
It's huge. If you put other guys in, and then you just stand back and relax and just let them do whatever they want to do, you haven't really coached them. You haven't developed them, because they're the team of the future. And so I'm happy that he's still fiery when 2s, 3s, even the 4s get in there, and it's a wake-up call for them, because they're not, oh my gosh, I better get this straight, or coach will never put me back in here. It's going to pay off down the road. We're going to be good for many, many years. And
minus the one touchdown that was kind of a garbage time touchdown, those guys did really play pretty well.
Yeah, and that one is it's really disappointing that we fumbled the ball, because we were moving the ball, eating up the clock. I mean, the defense probably should never have even had to go back on the field. But it happened, so you got to respond, and we just didn't quite respond well enough to keep them out of the end zone.
And as we look ahead to this Saturday, it's homecoming. We're carrying the game on TV. The guys I've talked to say they've been looking forward to this one. Wesleyan's the one team in conference that beat you guys last year. Is this one you've kind of been looking forward to the last couple of weeks? I know coaches take it one game at a time, but you can't tell me it hasn't been creeping into your mind.
Well, last year, was an unbelievable week. My father went into the hospital very serious. We thought we might lose him. So my preparation to get ready for the Wesleyan game was not what it normally is. The assistant coaches did a great job of trying to pick up that slack. The players, we probably had more mistakes in the Wesleyan game than any 3 games you want to pick added together. It rained all week. We played down there. It was muddy and so forth. So that really neutralized our speed, which we had a definite speed advantage. They were a great, great defense. But we were fast enough that we could have exploited some things. So it was just, you know, like the perfect storm. Everything kind of landed on us at the same time. And the guys still took them into overtime, but we just couldn't quite pull it out. So, yeah, we want to play this game. We want to play this game where we're executing Cardinal football, and everybody has had a chance for a full week of preparation. And let's just see how it turns out. You know, homecoming should be very exciting, but they're a good team. They're very well coached, and we're going to have to play hard.
As we look at, you know, the Titan offense, Brian Rooney is really a dual threat quarterback. Almost 75 yards rushing a game. He also throws it about 175 yards a game. How much of a challenge does he present when you guys have to scheme for him?
You know, pretty huge, because we haven't, other than the Cornell, the 2 quarterbacks at Cornell were both able to pull it down and run and so forth, but they didn't have as many designed runs as what the Wesleyan guy does. So number 5 is going to be a pretty important part of our focus. We have to make sure that we keep track of where he is. Plus, they have 2 senior running backs that have been playing for 4 years, and they're very good, and especially catching the ball out of the backfield. So this is really the most diverse team, balanced team that we've had to play so far this year. So it's going to be a real test for us.
It's going to be a fun one. We'll stick around because after a short timeout, Coach and I will be joined by 2 Cardinal playmakers. Stick with us.